A powerful dark matter detector built into an Italian mountainside has picked up a strange news signal. It could be radioactive contamination, but if it isn't, it could be a hint at hitherto undiscovered physics. Dark matter and dark energy make up the majority of the mass in the universe, yet scientists have no idea what they actually are or how they behave. If the signal was not the result of tritium contamination or a rare wayward solar particle with unusual magnetic properties, then it could have been our first ever glimpse at real dark matter. Scientists say they'll know more later this year.
It must be hard to try to detect something that we don't know what it is. It must be hard to detect something that we don't know what it is. I was going to word that differently. It came out the exact same way because it makes sense. It's like, what exactly is dark matter? What is dark energy? Are they even different? They say they're different, but they admittedly don't know what either is. So it's like...
Yeah, so I think at any given time in history, it's a good idea to, just go with the scientific consensus on whatever topic, because usually that's right. But also, I wouldn't be at all surprised if in 50 years or whatever, we find out that dark matter, dark energy, that stuff never existed. We just didn't understand space physics.
Yes,
as
totally
well as we needed to. and I think scientists themselves would agree that, that could happen.
Yeah,
but so the current leading hypothesis for dark matter is that it's composed, at least in part, of what's called weakly interacting massive particles, or WIMPs, for an acronym, which is
fitting.
Apt. Yeah. So the whole idea of these dark matter detectors is that they're built miles and miles underground to shield them from almost all cosmic radiation. And they're just basically tanks of xenon, which is a very non-interactive fluid. And the idea is that since there's so little radiation hitting this thing, it's possible that a weakly one of these WIMPs could pass through, and we would be able to see it because they've eliminated all other, background noise, all other energy sources, at least insofar as is possible. So that's sort of the theory with these dark matter detectors. And the news is basically, we've got a hit, but they still don't know. It could be a neutrino or something. It could be, but they found some anomalies. So
yeah, and my total lack of scientific understanding, being told that string theory might be a thing, there might be 11 dimensions. It kind of seems to me that, if there's another matter force, that it might exist in other dimensions, and
sure,
we're just, but I don't even understand entirely what another dimension is, science fiction would have me believe that that's where my super rich, awesome doppelganger lives,
Yeah, I think people use dimensions as a synonym for parallel universes a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when scientists say it, they just mean another spatial dimension, length, width, height, X, Y, and Z axis.
Right, yeah.
Just more dimensions to that.
Yeah, so
difficult to wrap your head around.
Because this is a prime example of a topic that really frustrates me when I hear people argue against it and be all like, oh, well, it's obvious, it's like flat earth, it's just, I'm just all like, what exactly makes one think that they have the power to argue against a concept that's built on top of 27 other concepts, none of which we understand?
Right.
How am I all of a sudden smart enough to argue the 27th concept when I didn't get the first 26?
Yeah, no, that sort of thing drives me crazy. Even people who study this stuff for decades don't really get it.
Right.
So it's like
right, yeah.
People always want to come in with their Facebook comments or whatever, and it's like, these stupid scientists is obviously this or that, and it's like, you failed high school physics, Becky.
Right.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Right, and for anybody out there who is insulted by that, I too failed high school physics. So.
Yeah, I didn't even take physics in high school.
Right, yeah.
Physics is very difficult.
Welcome to the